Xbox Series X games won't be exclusive to the new console until 2022 so as not to alienate Xbox One owners. So they're giving a 2-ish year window of any games that are coming out, whether they're launch titles for the Xbox Series X or otherwise, where they will be completely back compatible and play and obviously downgrade graphically or whatever to last generation of Xbox so that people aren't completely left in the dust entirely, which is a relatively common practice. It just seems to be that in the past, some of the more highest profile games were locked to the new consoles, but now it seems that that won't be as much the case.
I don't think it's a smart choice, personally.
I mean, I can guess why you're going to say that.
Yeah.
But for the sake of questioning, hey Jeff, why do you think that?
I don't think it is because, for one, people have to buy. They would have to buy the new console to play the new game, which obviously is more console sales. Then you got to ask yourself, well, what do they want? Do they want more game sales or do you want more console sales? Right?
Usually it's game sales.
Usually it's games, but if you're trying to sell people on getting the new console, ultimately, you know, you're going to be eventually not going to be making games for the old one. You'd think they want them upgrade. The biggest thing is I think what it tells people and the casuals is that you're getting the same experience and that you don't really need the new console. That it's like, hey, you know what? New game's coming out. You know, we'll say FIFA 2022 comes out. And it's like, ooh, man, you know, I got to get on that new Xbox, baby. Then you find out, you just buy it on the Xbox One, play, get the same goddamn game. Oh, why the fuck am I going to buy the new Xbox then?
Well, we don't have to.
Exactly. I think it's a dumb choice. Not so much for the first, but for the latter, where psychologically you go, why am I going to spend $500 on a fucking new Xbox when I got a perfectly working one right here and I can play the exact same game that my buddy has and I can play online with them and I'm getting the same experience. Whether graphically it's a little better or not, to the casual, you know, the only way they market it a little bit differently is they go, what IMAX does, where it's like, you know, experience it in IMAX. You know, get the extra, you know.
Well, you know that's probably the angle they're going to take.
But are they really going to say that in the commercial? You know what I mean? Like, you know, experience it on the new Xbox for the better experience.
That's 100%.
They better say that
because they did it with the Xbox One X.
Okay, well they better say that, and then on top of that, even if the thing is even if they do say that, that'll work for some. But then someone will be like, dude, it looks perfectly fine on my fucking my Xbox One. And a lot of the times, dude, I can guarantee you, it won't even look much different. It'll be more of like it'll be, you know, maybe less loading, maybe, you know,
it'll just way less loading.
It'll just
higher frame rate.
It'll just run a little better. But I don't think, you know, it's going to change fundamentally your experience with the game. You know what I mean? So I'm not a huge fan of that, but they know more than me. But I'm thinking it from me as a consumer. I'll tell you right now, bro. If I own an Xbox One, which I don't, but if I did, and this new Xbox comes out, and I have till 2022 before I even have to make a decision, I'm not going to buy one. I'm going to go grab my PlayStation. Every time.
So here's my take on it. My take on it is that, well, for one, it's already been like this in the past. Pretty much every console developer does it. It's just the length of time tends to change, and or like I said before, it's certain games will do it, but the highest profile ones will be attached to the new console so that it helps move consoles, right?
Now, do you think before I let you keep going, do you think they do it not because of a marketing ploy, but to entice the game developer to say, listen, man, we don't want to make an exclusive for you right now because 200 million people don't own this console. And we need you to, they want to sell games. So they go, listen, man, in order for me to develop this new game for you, I'm going to need this to be available on the previous generation because not only do people have to make the commitment to buy a console, chances are when you buy the new console, you get one game and a fucking controller. That's the show.
It's a lot to buy for.
It's a fuck ton. You don't have the opportunity to buy
So that's
2-3 games.
That's part of the puzzle pieces that I was going to put together here. So that's you're talking about. That's like from the developer standpoint.
Yeah.
So and obviously Xbox needs to work with their developers.
Yeah.
And they have an install base already with the old consoles that they can't just ignore immediately. And games take time to make.
Yeah.
2-5 years. And so there's always the awkward teenage transitional phase between console generations where developers are stuck in this purgatory, this middle ground where they can't necessarily or they don't want to specifically develop only for the old stuff, but they also can't afford to only develop for the new stuff for a number of reasons. One, the install base is a problem, but two, they haven't had their hands on the kit long enough to make the game specifically for the console, unless they're working directly with Microsoft, like a first party.
And they had it beforehand. Or
exactly,
whatever.
They were their first party developer, right? Yeah. So that is definitely part of the puzzle pieces going on here. I think the other piece of it is that for Microsoft, from Microsoft's perspective, like any new console release or any hardware release in anything ever, TVs doesn't matter. When you're first releasing the stuff, your production is not this.
Yeah.
You have a slow ramp up. You can sell out quick because you don't have the production done yet. You don't have economies of scale out of the gate.
Yeah.
And so what do they do to usually offset that? They set the price high so that it's the people that they knew were already going to buy this on day one because they're first adopters, which is not very many people, 9 times out of 10. They tend to also be the people that are okay with paying a little bit more money day one.
Yep, that's true.
They're willing to put up with the bugs. They just want to be first.
Yep.
They like to have it first. So they sell it for a bunch more, and then as their production ramps up, they price skim down to the standard level. So if they know that they're not going to push a shitload of these consoles anyway, then it also makes sense for them to continue to provide for the Xbox One X and Xbox One, because again, it allows them to leverage, monetarily speaking, the base that they already have of those consoles until they have a base in the new Xboxes.
Right.
And then by then, developers like you were mentioning would have had the dev kit long enough to make a game specifically for that hardware.
Yeah.
So now there is no going back to the Xbox One,
where
even the hybrid games were running 30 FPS on the One and like 120 FPS on the Xbox One Series X, or the Xbox Series X. So you get. I think it does come off as weird. They're not going to sell as many consoles doing it this way, but I think that's fine because they won't have the consoles to sell anyway.
Yeah.
They're still going to sell it for $100 premium.
That's true.
And then by the time 2 years sounds like a long time, but 2 years is about what you need to start any kind of like base in consoles.
Yeah.
Unless you're Nintendo and you put out a console
and
it sells
everybody
like
buys it in fucking 20 seconds.
And they still have a production problem every time they release one.
Yep.
And so it slows you down anyway. So I think it does seem crazy. A lot of people are looking at it weird. I don't know, like it's not like for the people that still have Xbox and Xbox One and Xbox One X. This is great news.
Oh, it's great news.
Especially for Xbox One X owners because they've owned theirs,
for a while,
for not too long. But Xbox One originals, that console is starting to be like the PlayStation 4 standard, where new games come out and they run bad.
Yeah.
Like PS4 Pro, good.
Yeah.
Workable.
Yeah.
PS4,
no.
Even for the casuals, they're starting to go,
They don't do it.
Potato.
Yeah.
So, you start doing these games hybrid that's supposed to play on the Xbox Series X and then the original Xbox One. The difference in gameplay experience between those two are probably going to be pretty extensive.
Yeah.
Between the One X and the Series X,
probably not that
far less of a gap.
Yeah.
Especially for the more casual player. So I think it's a relatively, not even clever, but a relatively smart way of playing with lead time on actually getting an install base for the new console. And so that's where we're at. I think it's a good thing in general, at the very least for the people that still own old Xboxes.
Oh, it's great news for them.
Yeah, they get 2 more years out of the consoles.
They don't have to go and spend an extra $500 day one.
They get to wait if they want to for the console price to come down.
Well, and they get
2 years deep.
And they get to wait and see if the console's actually good.
Exactly.
They don't have to make an ultimate commitment. They go, you know what? If it's shit,
it's pretty much a win for everyone. And I know a lot of people will look at it and go, "This is a loss for Xbox or the division." But again, they can't produce 30 million consoles. On launch day, and they aren't going to sell 30 million consoles on launch day anyway. So having the amount of sales available meet demand on a better curve over the 2 years, financially, I think makes a lot more sense.
I agree.
And you know what? I bet you PlayStation going to do something real fucking similar.
I still think they're going to have exclusives, man. I think they're going to have them exclusives on the PS5.
Well, yeah, it's possible.
I think they are.
But that might be one of those things that it's one of those goodwill things where people are like,
I know. Well, you never know. We'll see.